Hey everybody, over at Hippie Chick Off-Grid Maine, and her channel over there, she did a chainsaw challenge, and just saw a couple of things that were kind of alarming from some people during that, and wanted to do a submission myself, but it was like, I don't know, 5 degrees during the day here, and didn't feel like going outside and hanging out for a long time during that cold stretch, so here we are. And I thought I'd give a few tips on how to not become a Darwin Award while using a chainsaw. So here we have our electric chainsaw. Before you go to use it, you want to make sure that you've got enough fluid. Excuse the crustiness of my chainsaw here. I want to make sure the fluid levels are good. It looks like I need to add some. And hi Buck, video bomb from the farm dog. You want to make sure that your battery is fully charged. Mine is not. It's at 40%, so don't do what I do here. I would have charged this up if I were going to use it for a longer period of time today. Also, great idea to have a backup battery for your chainsaw. Unless you have one of those outdated, loud, annoying, stinky things that runs on gasoline. Then I guess you don't need any type of battery. But if you have an electric chainsaw, get an extra battery. It is worth it. So if one goes out in severely cold weather, quickly you can grab another one. Let's see, other mandatory equipment. Right here we have some chainsaw chaps. These are extremely important, and I didn't see anybody wearing any on the Hippie Chick Off-Grid Maine submissions, which was pretty alarming. These are mandatory for, chainsaw work because of how dangerous using a chainsaw is, and the fact that if you nick your thigh right here and hit the femoral artery, you can bleed to death in less than a minute. And let me show you something else here. A very important, integral part of your chainsaw personal protective equipment would be this. This is a trauma bandage. It's a trauma bandage. And you can conveniently keep it in this little pocket here, right on you, in case you need it, because this will quickly stop bleeding. You might even want a tourniquet. I don't know. It's pretty ugly. If you get nicked with a chainsaw, I know there are people right now looking at these traps and being like, I don't need those. I don't need those. That's for woke people. That's for pussies, and oh, I don't need those. I know how to work a chainsaw. Well, let me tell you a little story about an older gentleman I met up here. Let's just call him Bill. And one day Bill was using a chainsaw and he nicked his leg bad. And Bill ended up going to the hospital. Bill ended up almost dead because he nicked his leg and was bleeding all over the place. And it was really gory and really horrific. And the upside is that Bill got some really, really cool drugs from the EMTs who showed up and gave him a ride to a hospital in a hurry in an ambulance. But other than that, the story didn't go too well. So obviously Bill lived, but instead of going through that, how about wear some chainsaw chaps, Another item that I couldn't help but notice was missing from everybody who sent in submissions to the Hippie Chick Off-Grid Maine Chainsaw Challenge is a hard hat. And you might just equate this with people who are in construction and trades like that, but let's say it is nice chainsaw blade here. Kicks back, and it comes up and it hits you in the head. This little brim here, is going to potentially save your ass by stopping the chainsaw by getting caught in it, or at least delaying it from hitting your actual freaking skull. So, you know, better than nothing, right? It's just plastic. But if this thing kicks back and you got nothing on your head, it's not going to go well either. Nope. Another thing you need is some eye protection, because chips will fly off of the chainsaw while you're cutting and could potentially get in your eye. And that's a problem if that happens. Obviously, a nice pair of gloves. They actually make chainsaw gloves. It's good to have those too. Just they're not very warm, so that doesn't work well in the winter, but yeah. And let's talk about the way I saw some people standing over the chainsaw while they were using it. So we've got on our chainsaw chaps, we've got on our helmet and our goggles, safety glasses, we've got on some gloves, and we got on a really bright hoodie in case somebody has to find our body in the woods. Yeah, working with a chainsaw alone is also a no-go if you can avoid it. Have somebody around. But really bad example, but I'm lazy right now. Here's a piece of kindling. If you are using your chainsaw, you want to stand where if this kicks up, it goes past you and not right up into your head. You don't want that. So if you run this chainsaw, you want it to be where if it kicks back, it goes past you. You want this to go past you if it kicks back. I saw some people, you know, right like this. So that's gonna go right in your head if you are not standing off to the side and running this. You don't want that blade kicking back and hitting you. You don't want it hitting your head, you don't want it hitting your shoulder, you don't want it hitting anything. So that's my little video on how to not become a fucking Darwin Award while using a chainsaw. And yeah, if you have one of those loud ass gas-powered fume nasty things, you're also going to want hearing protection. So you don't mess up your ears. And the downside of all of that is if you're out in the woods with earmuffs on, cutting down a tree, and you're with somebody else, you know, for safety reasons, obviously, and that tree starts to fall back on you and you're not paying attention and somebody yells, "Hey, get out of the way," you might not hear them if you're wearing hearing protection. So again, my vote is for an electric chainsaw, which, you know, here's how loud it is again. Let's go on. There we go. Safety. That is not nearly as noisy. I don't need hearing protection when I'm using this. So I can be aware of my surroundings and hear somebody yell if there's a tree about to fall on me. And for those of you wondering if Bill wears chainsaw chaps now when he uses a chainsaw, fuck yeah, he does. He doesn't want to go through almost losing his leg and his life again.